So if you're interested in coding, this is a video I definitely recommend watching, whether you're in high school or if you're in college. I'm going to be trying to give you some advice based on my personal experience, but I'm not like an academic advisor or anything, so I don't know if I'm qualified to be giving this. Quick little disclaimer, I guess. This is from my experience at my university and what I've gone through in my life. If you're interested in starting to code in college, I'd recommend you first know a good place to study, because you're going to be investing like 12 to 15 hours on your coding projects if you're just starting to learn how to code. Like, they're going to be difficult assignments. So I've either find a good quiet study space if that's what you enjoy doing, or I'd recommend you make some friends in your coding classes so that you can meet up with a group of coders and all work on the project together. But I recommend for that you each kind of do your own code, and then you just bounce ideas off of each other. Like, oh, I can't figure out this function. Like, how did you design this function? And then they'll be like, oh, well, I used this counter, or I used all this stuff. Like, I don't know how to explain it for people that have never coded before, but it's like you're given a specific amount of tools, and then you have to architecturally design a piece of software that kind of goes through each of the steps and then performs this function at the end. So that's kind of the basis of what these coding assignments are. It's like cooking instructions for a computer. Like, oh, first you do this, then you do this, and then you use this to do this, and then this is the result. So it's a lot of really kind of creative thought in order to piece it all together and make it super functional. So finding a good study spot, making friends with other coders, I really recommend that. And then the last recommendation is really, really get ready for math. And this depends really crucially on what math you've taken in high school. And I completely joked out of high school. Like, I did not care about any of my classes. I didn't want to take any hard math classes. I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. And I seriously regret doing that, because I'm stuck in way more difficult classes now just because I didn't take the slightly easier version in high school. So just get ready for that. Know that you're going to have to put a lot of time into those math classes, but generally, the main required ones are discrete math, calculus 1 and 2, maybe 3, depending on what school you're at. And then you're also probably going to have to take either linear algebra or some other upper division math class that is an elective, basically. So those classes are going to be difficult, and just make sure that you're ready for them, because depending on if you're good or bad at math, those classes can either be some of the hardest classes or they can be some of the easiest classes. And I've heard so many mixed things about discrete math that I don't really know what to recommend, but I can speak from my personal experience. I'm 4 days into discrete math and I'm already kind of a little bit confused, but with enough studying and you have a textbook in your classes, like, just do a bunch of practice problems and you can get through any math class, basically, because it's either conceptual, like you understand it, or you just memorize it, and those are the two options of doing well in a math class. So just understanding the work that goes into memorizing it, if you can't conceptually understand it, is really important for passing those extremely difficult math classes. But that leads me into tips for you high schoolers out there. If you're interested in coding, I'd recommend first taking AP Calculus, only if you're going to get college credit for it. But even if you're not going to get credit for it, I'd recommend taking it just so you have the understanding, because you take a full year, or I think you take a semester of high school to learn like AB, and then you take the second semester of BC. I'm not totally sure how it works because I didn't take it, but I'd like seriously recommend you. And if you're going into computer science and you're not taking AP Calculus, you're gonna regret it once you're in college, because I'm stuck in calculus right now, and it is so bloody difficult, because I'm on the quarter system, so we have 10 weeks to learn what you guys learned your entire year of your senior year. So we take 10 weeks and we learn everything, and we have 50-minute lectures 4 times a week. So you can imagine what those 50-minute lectures are like. They're so rushed, or there's no time for questions at all. Our professor's just up on the chalkboard just writing equations for 50 minutes. So I'd recommend take as many math classes as you can in high school before you get to college. And then also, like, the last thing for your high schoolers is, like, you guys have so much more time on your hands than most college students. So if you're in high school and you have extra free time, just like start coding things that you're interested in, just so you kind of get a feel for what programming's like, and then it's going to make your assignments and your coding classes so much easier. So those are kind of my recommendations. I hope this helped you out. So basically, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. and subscribe for more content. I'm going to be posting a lot about programming. I'm going to be live streaming, working on my programming assignments, I guess. So definitely tune in, check out my streams, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Peace.